What up, what up, what up? It's the PAC, man. All things physician associate. And in this video, man, I just wanted to put out a video because recently I had a recent graduate reach out to me, and she had a question about her job offer that she just received. And I thought, man, we got on the phone and we discussed it for a while. And we kind of concluded with a good strategy, a good game plan as to how to approach this job offer. And I thought, you know what, man, this video would probably help someone else out there. So this video is with respects to that, man. And so pretty much this offer is for a pediatric ICU in a children's hospital. Now, mind you, this particular PA, her end game, her long-term goal is to master peds. She wants peds, right? So this is a great opportunity for her. She got peds right out the gate. And not only does she want peds, but she wanted she wanted to master peds. Now, mind you, pediatrics in general is a low-paid sector because not much is usually going on with kids. For the most part, they have upper respiratory symptoms. They, well child checks, they're due for vaccines, nothing really fancy going on with kids. So the reimbursement in the hospital is not that great, and therefore your salary reflects reimbursement on the level of difficulty it is to manage these patients. But there is a small percentage of patients that it's not just some upper respiratory, or it's something actually going on, and these patients typically end up in a children's hospital for treatment. And that's essentially where her position was offered. So it's kind of like, hey, look at an opportunity to rappel, like to jump straight to the top of your specialty and master it. So the offer was for $80,000 a year. Now, $80,000 a year is essentially the absolute lowest that any PA, anyone who's hearing this, any PA in the country, never take an offer less than 80. That's the absolute lowest any new graduate should consider. And 80, although most PAs, if you start Googling, what's the average PA salary, it's obviously higher than 80, but we're talking about a new graduate. Someone is paying you to train you. So it's essentially a residency, even if they don't call it a residency. And if you think about even medical doctors, what medical doctor makes $80,000 a year for their residency? There are some exceptions, but for the most part, they don't make anywhere close to that. So you got to think of it that way. Like, wow, somebody's paying me $80,000 a year to train me. So that's amazing in that sense. But peds in general, whether you have experience or not, that's pretty close number to what the average PA makes in that specialty. So with that being said, I was okay with the 80. The problem in this particular setup, in this particular contract job offer, is that they wanted 80 locked in for a 3-year contract, and that's where I drew the line. Anytime someone offers a 3-year contract, or someone's trying to lock you in for 3 years, something's going on. Why can't you keep the PA longer than a year? Because PAs, if you go in there with no experience and it's let's say it's a crap job and they're overworking you and all this overtime and what have you, 1 year later you have experience, you're out the door. And so they're trying to lock you in for more than 1 year is because most PAs, they're basically tired of getting burned. They train the person and then the person leaves. So then the question is, why are you leaving? What's going on with the quality of work there that you feel that you can't keep them there for longer than 1 year? It's either a quality of work or a quantity of money. You're paying as low as possible, and after 1 year they're like, it's a nice job, but it doesn't pay enough, I'm out of here. So when you say 80 for 3 years, is you're either telling me that you want to see if you can keep them for 3 years that low, or you want to see if or it's not about the 80, it's about the fact that we're overworking them here, so we want to lock them in for 3 years. Either way, you got to investigate further as much as you possibly can when someone says, hey, 3 years. So I was like, no to 3. Now, considering this was her dream job I was still in, as far as we got to consider it still. And but I said, you know, what happens after year one? Are we looking at 80 across the board? So we looked into the contract, and it basically stated, you know, you can get a merit increase of up to 4% per year. 4%. Year one, fine, you're a rookie. Year two, you're pretty proficient. Year three, if anyone does anything for 3 years, you get really good at it and you become expert level. And so for you, year three, to be making 80 plus whatever 8% that you've made over the last 2 years, not worth it. Not worth it for me personally. So I said, you know what? I think the best approach to this is just to counter offer. So if you really do love the job and you really do think this is what you want, then the counter should probably look like, hey, look, man, I'm willing to do 80 year one, 90 year two, and 100 year three. So you feel like, hey, you're at least, you know, you're getting bumped up, you know, based on the level of experience that you now bring to the table. An alternative option is option play that I gave her is, hey, man, look, I can do 80, 1 year contract. That's it. Like, and if they say no to either offer, then I don't believe that they truly value you as a PA. And then I would really kind of just sit back and kind of just observe, or at least look around and see what other options you have, just so you have something to compare to. And I don't know, man, I feel like this is the type of video that somebody may benefit from. If you're in that type of situation, feel free to hit me up in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions or whatever. We'll figure it out together if that's the case, man. Anyways, much love. See you. Peace.